In case you are joining us for the
For the
first
first
time,
time,
we are
all in alignment behind Anita.
and Cheryl, yeah, Anita A, Cheryl V. There we go.
And and we
And
take our lead topic of the day conversation from the Feng Shui Personal Paradise card deck by Tara Catherine Collins, teacher, mentor, amazing woman. Like I listened to that interview you shared with me last night, and I think, the ripple effect one person can have and what has transpired because of decisions she made a few decades ago, and even the ones that you make. I think sometimes we forget until we look back
yep,
how we've impacted the lives of other people. And it doesn't matter who we are, everyone has impacted the lives of others. And it's pretty spectacular. And yes, some are on a grander scale, and that's okay. And some are on a smaller scale, and that's
mhm.
okay because we're all here playing different roles.
Yes, we are. We're all here living our purpose or living life on purpose, maybe. And you know
Hopefully.
what? That's really what Feng Shui is all about. It's helping us to live our life on purpose, intentionally. We can certainly intentionally put things in our environment that are going to help to impress upon an idea in our
Mhm.
subconscious mind to help move us forward so that we can live our life on purpose.
100% agree. And we can also remove things from our environment
Hmm.
that are supporting those beliefs that have held us back. And sometimes those things, until we see it, oh my goodness, we don't realize what they're reinforcing. So, can I share a story from last weekend?
Of course.
So, I was speaking with one lady after we presented, and we're talking about our 21-day decluttering program. And she mentioned to me, she goes, I love books. My house is full, full, full of books, like full of them. And I don't know what to do. So we started talking a little bit, and I said, so where are you and your family? And she's a middle child. And the first book, because I was thinking, but I was wrong, that the first book she got was one of those first gifts that was just yours. It wasn't a hand me down, right? So she's of our generation, wasn't a lot of
Mhm.
excessive money. But it turned out that the book was an escape.
Ooh,
It was a
yes.
way for her to escape the drama and the trauma that was going on in her house,
I can relate to that.
in her home.
Mhm.
And now she continues to, because those same things have happened throughout her adult life. And when
Mhm.
she got that holy shift moment, complete change of energy. And she realized that those books that she'd been hanging onto were reinforcing the need to escape and was bringing forward more things to escape from. It was
Mm.
absolutely amazing to see the shift in her within a matter of a 5-minute conversation. So cool.
Mm.
I'm so proud of her because, yeah,
Wow. Okay,
she,
well, and you started out talking about impact.
yes,
And I just want to say that our beautiful friend, uh, and also she's been an incredible teacher and
yes.
mentor for us. Lady JB Owen
Hmm.
was on our stage again last weekend at her Inspired Journey. In case you haven't heard, we've rebranded and
Oh,
changed
yeah.
the name.
That's kind of important to know.
And I mean, the process that she did on Sunday
Oh,
was, I mean,
huge.
I'm still getting goosebumps. It it was incredible.
Yes.
And when you talk about impact,
Hmm.
right? Ignite Publishing is getting ready to publish the 26th 6, which I love,
Yes.
adds up to an 8. It's called Ignite Impact.
Impact.
And guess what? Cheryl and I are going to be writing a story in
Yes.
that book.
Yay.
And it really, I mean, it's an honor,
Yes.
obviously, to be in another Ignite book. This will be our second one for both of us. But yeah, it's just incredible, like just that one story, Cheryl.
Yep.
Right? You and I quite often, we don't recognize the impact
No.
that we're having just maybe by showing up here every Friday.
Yes.
And so it's going to be an opportunity for us to kind of put the mirror back and kind of look back and
Hmm.
gather maybe some of those stories where we have made an impact and where someone has had a huge holy shift moment.
Yes.
And all of that is just stepping into your purpose, right? It comes back to whatever you're feeling in your heart, wherever you're feeling led to go, you should say yes to that. So if it meant saying yes to coming to our Her Inspired Journey live event in Red
Hmm.
Deer, Alberta, which, hey, Mona was there, Lorraine was there, Sharon was there, Dell was there, right? So that's you showing up in
Yes.
your authentic self and saying yes to something because you felt something in your heart. You felt that pull to come. And just that one interaction with someone could have had a huge impact that you may or may not even know
Hmm.
about. They may not even share with you. I remember about, I'm going to say 15 years ago, um, something like that. I did a workshop out in Rocky Mountain House.
Hmm.
I don't even remember what the group was for, but anyways, I was invited. I went out, did a workshop, um, met some people, never had any contact with them again, kind of after that. And then one day, like 6 years later or 8 years later, something shows up on my Facebook feed from this woman who had been at my event. And then she shared this story of how just had being there had impacted the way her and her husband had in their relationship, how they
Oh,
shifted things in their home. I mean, it was just this incredible story. And I was like, what? Like
wow.
I had no idea, right?
Yes.
So we never know. And it's just an opportunity for us to just say yes more often to
Hmm.
whatever our heart is singing.
Okay, well, you're going to
Okay.
chuckle because as you're telling the story, three cards have come out. All three literally flew out of the deck. So if you saw me disappearing, it was because I was picking cards up all over
I
the
saw
floor.
that. Yeah. Hmm.
So the one that flew out while you started talking about impact, Anita, was the number 7 card, mirrors. And on top of that, the first one that came flying out was 10 sound makers, which there was a lot of sound being made last weekend. And
Mhm.
number 33, single woman's bedroom.
Hmm.
So interesting combination. Sound
Okay.
makers, single woman's bedroom, and
Hmm.
mirrors. But I want to go back for a second. So those of you that are joining us, type in the chat what impact means to you, or if someone has had an impact on your life, and if someone has told you how they've impacted you, how you have impacted them. We'd love to see it because we all are making an impact. We just
Hmm.
sometimes don't stop and look in the mirror
Hmm. Hmm.
to realize that every day we have that opportunity. We never know where it goes.
Hmm. And it could be just the simple act of smiling
I was
and
going to say
and
that.
saying hello to a stranger, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
that could be an impact on someone's day,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. I'll
Um,
never forget years ago when I was starting my direct sales career, we had a lady present and she'd asked one of her team members to talk. And when this young woman got up and spoke, I was just OMG in awe. And she shared that she had started in the industry, in that business, because of that woman who was her hope, her branch. She
Mm.
was so depressed. She didn't know a direction in her life. She had considered suicide. Like she was in a really dark space. And when she attended a home party, because that's what we used to do was home parties, this woman, her director, had talked about the business and the impact it had made on her life and took the young girl under her wings,
Mm.
brought her into a community of other women that were just trying to make a difference and trying to earn some money. And through their meetings and the self development and the sales trainings and everything else that went with it, completely 360'd her life.
Mm.
And she gave that woman credit for saving her life. It was so impactful. Whew, still brings tears to my eyes.
Ooh. Wow. Lorraine says impact for me is life changing.
Mm-hmm.
And Dal says impact. The conference impacted me to move my office from my bedroom and create a sacred writing space instead of. Oh,
Oh,
I didn't realize your office was in your bedroom.
Dal, now
That's
we
why
know
this
why
thing.
Single Woman's Bedroom came up today.
Okay.
Good for you. Good for you, because that space, the bedroom, is for rest. It is for relaxation. It is for rejuvenation. And sometimes we can't help but combine it. I mean, if you live in a bachelor suite, you don't have a bedroom, but
Hmm.
you need to be able to separate so that you can rest, so that you can relax.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment because maybe I can't remember now. It might have been on our Zoom that we had yesterday with the impact authors.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. There was somebody sitting at their desk, and behind them, I saw a bed and a dresser with a
Mm-hmm.
great big mirror, right? And my first thought was, my feng shui eyes were looking, and my first thought was that this person who has their desk computer set up in their bedroom
Mm-hmm.
is not able to
Cut it
shut
off.
off at night.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the result of combining, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it could be the desk, it could be a piece of gym equipment,
Yep.
it could be I don't know what else, but those things that are active, right? They represent activity, they represent doing,
Mm-hmm.
taking action. And like you said, Cheryl, the bedroom is the place for rest and
Rest.
relaxation. And this woman, which, we'll get to know, and maybe we can
Mm-hmm.
impact her life and help her shift some of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I could tell you right now that she has a hard time shutting off her
Cutting
brain
off.
at night,
Yep.
having a good night's sleep. That, maybe she's feeling that anxiety and just kind of that constant movement of go, go, go,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the energetic flow that she's in. And then when we take a mirror and a big mirror,
Air
right, in the bedroom, then what that
magnifies.
does is it amplifies it, it magnifies it, it expands it, right?
Exactly.
It makes it bigger. It makes it double, right? So think of as a mirror as doubling the energy or maybe tripling the energy.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, we are going to have some fun helping her, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And there are times, and go figure. So single woman's bedroom comes up, mirror comes up, right? You can't make this stuff out, right? Yeah, it's so cool that that's the way it's unfolding, right? Transpiring from yesterday and meeting new Ignite authors and stuff.
Yeah, and
Um,
you know what? Let's go back to that mirror thing of doubling
yes,
the energy.
there's useful
So,
places for that.
right? So intentionally
Yes.
Now, Dalmain, when you're setting up your new office space, right? Intentionally, you could place a mirror so that it is going to double or amplify the energy of something that you want to bring
Attract.
in quicker,
Yes.
right? Something that you want to kind of activate the energy. You want
So,
to bring some life force to it.
for
And
example, you can see behind me my wealth and prosperity bowl, crystal
mhm,
bowl, is
yeah.
sitting on a mirror.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. When I had my brick and mortar business, I used to have a mirror underneath my till,
Hmm.
right? To help double the energy.
Exactly.
Lorraine. So Lorraine's saying that she has a huge mirror in her bedroom and her
Mhm.
sleeps aren't the best. And so here's what we would recommend to you, Lorraine, and or anyone else like you that's listening.
Mhm.
Um, just try, right? Because
Experience.
we don't always know if it is the mirror that's maybe activating, keeping things active for you. It
Hmm.
could be something else in your bedroom. So here's what we suggest that you do is cover up or put the mirror to sleep at night and just try it for a week. Just take a sheet or a blanket or something and just cover up that mirror and just do it for, 4 or 5 nights or whatever. And then reflect back and say, did that make a difference in how I slept?
Hmm.
And if the answer is yes, then you might consider moving the
Hmm.
mirror, right? Maybe it's got to go on the inside of a closet door or the bathroom or something else,
Right.
right? So, because there is no one size fits all.
Mm-mm.
This is all a very personal journey when it comes to looking at things energetically and how those things are impacting or affecting you personally. Because again, as we talked about last week in our presentation, we have this beautiful system, this built-in system called the RAS, the reticular activating system, which helps to filter out all the information and all of the energetic things that we are being bombarded with, and it filters it out based on our own experiences and beliefs,
Beliefs.
right?
Yeah.
So we have to kind of combine the science and the practicality, and there's a lot of things that Cheryl and I take out of our toolbox
Hmm.
when we're looking through our feng shui eyes at an individual space. So
Exactly. And as Anita
Barb,
said,
nice
it's
to
not.
have you join us.
Good morning,
And
Barb.
Barb was a vendor. And
Oh,
guess
hi,
what
Barb.
she said? She said that weekend was
Oh,
amazing. And she
thank
is looking
you.
forward to coming in 2025. Barb, it was so wonderful to have you there
It
and meet you.
was.
And what a beautiful, I mean, so many, right?
Yes.
We definitely do need, and we have that on our recommendations. We need to have more time so that we all can get to know each other. Yeah.
Yes. A little bit more networking more
Yeah, a little bit
than
more.
time.
Anyways.
Anyway, we'll figure
Hmm.
it out. Keep the suggestions coming in. That's the main thing because Anita and I, we have ideas, but we'd much rather hear it from the attendees and your experience, right? What you'd
Hmm.
like to see, because we
Hmm.
want to make it better. We are in service.
We are.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about sound makers in all of that because I think it fits back into what you were just talking about with rest and relaxation and sleep. The sound makers, as in, and what comes to my mind when I think about sound makers in a bedroom are cell phones.
Oh,
And
good.
many people are taking
Mhm.
them and they're in their room just in case, right? They're using it as an alarm. Totally get that. Totally get that. That's the one and only time that the cell phone is in my bedroom. Other than that, they stay out in the kitchen. And I can still hear a notification. I can still hear the phone go off if someone is to phone. So if you have it there because you're a worried parent, your reticular activation system is going to bring in more things for you to worry about.
Mhm.
Keep that in mind. But the noise from the applications that are on your phone and the notifications that you have turned on also affect your sleep. You may think, it's just white noise. It's not white noise.
Mm.
It is an interruption. They're designed to get your attention, whether you're sleeping or not. I'm going to share a story. My puppy dog gets up multiple times during the night. And if he has to go outside, he goes to the back door. And if no one gets up, he barks. On
Mhm.
more than one instance, I have gotten out of bed and gone to the back door because I clearly heard him bark. I go back to bed and he's laying in bed. He hasn't moved.
Mm.
But I am become so programmed to listen for his
Oh,
bark
yeah.
that I'm getting up without him barking.
Mm.
It's like, what the hell?
Well, yeah, that would be like remember when the kids were young and you're getting up in the night
Yeah.
and you hear something. And you know what? That's a great point. So sound makers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Those are the things that catch our attention.
Tension.
Whether, if you're out walking in nature, what would be a sound maker? Well,
Birds.
a trickling pond, water, a
Birds.
bird, you
Trees
know,
rustling.
trees rustling. Exactly. Those are all things that
Mm-hmm.
catch our attention, right? So they're drawing our attention. So think about the things in your home, and it could be any space in your home where there is sound that grabs your attention. So like you said, Cheryl, it could be your pet. It could be your cell phone. Maybe you need to, I have my cell phone mostly on silence for that reason, because, otherwise my attention, I mean, you get a ding every time
Yep.
somebody makes a post on them, this or that, and
Exactly.
I mean, I probably, if I kept my phone on, I would be getting a ding every 3 seconds, probably, right? And so what is that doing? It's taking our focus
Mm-hmm.
away from whatever it is that we're doing.
100%. And
Um,
and sleep is important, and uninterrupted sleep
mhm,
is part of our body's healing.
mhm,
And if we're having more health issues, if so again, it goes back to looking at your environment. And what do we always start with, Anita? What are the
mhm,
current results showing up for you?
mhm,
What needs to change in your life?
mhm.
The clues are there. We just have to put on our energetic eyes
Yep.
and look for the significance, look for the clues to solve the mystery.
Mhm. And it also is about that awareness and having that cognitive or following your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
right? Following your thoughts. So that moment that you feel anxious, that moment that you feel frustrated, that moment that you feel a little bit of angst or angry or happy or whatever the emotion is, just following that thought for a moment and just saying, okay, what around me contributed
Do
to me
that.
feeling that way?
Exactly.
And if it's something in your environment, then there you are. You have you can intentionally shift some of that energy. And it might be just like you say, Cheryl, simple as turning off your cell phone, putting it on vibrate,
Putting it in
or
a different room.
changing the position of your chair so that you're not looking at something that is disturbing your personal energetic field,
Mhm.
and or shutting the curtain, or there's just all kinds of things that
Yes,
we can do. And again, it's a
exactly.
personal journey. But look at us, we're
100%.
already running out of time. So
Yes.
yeah, okay.
All right.
Gee,
So I total from 10, 33, and 7. I get a 5. You tell me what you get.
I didn't tally them, so I'm going to trust your math.
Okay. I think I'm right this time.
Okay.
So I pulled out my usual double digitology book. The
Hmm.
number 5, and the first thing is the first sentence that catches my attention.
Hmm.
The 5 is change.
Change, change, change.
The 5 is a number that, in its physical structure, is balanced, yet it is poised for movement or action. It is ready and can roll around. When the 5 shows up in your life, we see that you are looking towards a change of some kind. Dal, you're ahead of the schedule already. You may be moving in several directions because you might feel the nudge to make some changes, yet you are not sure which direction those changes will take you. So you sort of roll back and forth, searching for your own balance.
Mm.
That's perfect.
And I want to add to that,
Mm-hmm.
when we make changes, right? When we make changes in our physical space, and I believe you and I talked about this last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
it is important to match and or mirror the energy. So you were inspired by being there in person with us last weekend. Somebody, impacted you through their story or through their process. And now you go home, and it's just so, so important to make some changes in your physical space.
Exactly.
And you maybe, you don't have Cheryl and I in your house helping you look at everything energetically, but it could be as simple as, okay, you know what? I want to make some changes in my health. Then go in your kitchen and, start making some changes in the cupboards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start moving things around. It may be in your bedroom, you're not having a great sleep. You want to create a space to write and or meditate, whatever it is. You want to make some changes because you learned some valuable tools. So now, again, you have that opportunity to match the energy or mirror the energy in your home environment by making some changes. And
Exactly.
when you make those changes, guess what
Ooh,
happens? You're shifting the energy, you're moving energy around, and you're releasing, you're letting go, you're making room for, and then
exactly.
again, pay attention, right? Pay attention and see what comes into your life in the next week or 10 days or a month
Mm.
after you've made those changes.
Agreed 100%, Anita. And we're always here to support you. So, Saturday, tomorrow, we're
Oh,
doing our
yeah.
very first digital detox day, which means decluttering your digital devices. And OMG, we started working on the outline yesterday. This is going to turn into something else. I can just see it. And then next
Well, yeah.
Wednesday, we start the 21-day decluttering boot camp. So if you find, hello, you've got a helper back there with a cookie for breakfast. He's at Grammy's. I love it. Next Wednesday, we start the 21-day decluttering boot camp. So if you get into your kitchen because you want to make changes in those cupboards and you think, oh my God, I don't know where to start, join us.
Well,
We're
and
there to support
I
you.
want to say that I'm going to put the links for both of those in the comments here.
Absolutely.
And even though, because this is our first one, the Digital Detox Day,
Yeah.
we're actually probably going to rename it
Mhm.
because what we have done, maybe we're going to call it a digital designation
Decluttering.
day. What we've done is we're designating a specific time frame. We're scheduling time to do
Mhm.
a specific task. Okay. No different than if you're scheduling time at work to get blah, blah, something done, or you're scheduling time to write in that book, you're scheduling time, whatever.
Spring cleaning, fall
When was the
cleaning, whatever.
last time that you scheduled time to declutter all of your electronic devices and files and folders and emails and pictures and blah, 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 right? We don't do it.
No, we
We
don't.
put it on the back burner, but yet it is having the same effect on us as if we were,
Absolutely.
just imagine for a moment. Let's say, for example, if you have 5,000 pictures on your phone, okay?
Mhm.
And if all of those pictures were printed, what would that look like in your house? Okay, so just get a visual.
Yep.
5,000 pictures. I'm guesstimating it would be a pile like this, right?
Mhm.
and how, if you had a pile of pictures like that, or bins and bins of photos, 5,000 worth in your home, in your bedroom, in your office, how would that make you feel? Well, it's the same thing. It's
Exactly.
exactly the same thing. So, anyways, we're setting aside some time. We invite you to join us, and we have a small exchange of energy, a
Hmm.
small fee. And the reason we do that is because then you will be there, right?
Yes,
Chances are you're going to show up.
exactly.
Then the 21-day decluttering boot camp, did you tell them that they can bring a friend for no fee?
No, because you wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, hello. You
And the
can
best
sign
way
up
to
and bring
do
a
that,
friend.
accountability from all the decluttering programs we've run, the
Mhm.
number one thing everybody says is it's the accountability.
Yep. Because
So,
you'll do it when you're telling somebody else you're going to do it,
yeah,
or when you schedule it, or when you pay
exactly.
for it, or right? That's when we take the action. So, okay, I know we're a few minutes over.
Exactly.
Thank you, all of you lovelies, for
Mhm.
joining us at our in-person Her Inspired Journey event last weekend. And we look forward to serving you every Friday right here live on Facebook.
And save the date for 2025. It's September 13th and 14th for the next in person.